Hey. Well, I was over here in my studio straightening some things up. I hadn't really had the news on, and all of a sudden I hear like somebody's banging on my window, and I look out there and my bush is like going bang, bang, bang on my window, and I go, huh. So I turn the TV on, and just north of us, like where Vicky lives, they have straight line winds, and a hotel, it had some damage, and then it started pouring raining here, and I didn't even have like a jacket or anything, so so I can't go home even though it's like just there. I don't want to get all wet, so I figured, oh well, I might as well keep doing what I'm doing and let you guys hold my hand until it all gets past. But anyway, unless we lose power, because a lot of people around here have already lost power. So if I go, it doesn't mean I got blown away. It just means I lost power. Anyway, so I'm working on the journal. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I think it's gonna look kind of cool. And so right now I was gluing this all down. Um, the spine. Anyway, I ended up having to take all of these gizmos out, and then I'll put them back in where I want them. It just was not working having them just in one section. So I said, forget it. It's too clunky. It's too klutzy. So I said, I'll just take them out, and then I'll just strategically put them wherever I want them. So once I did that, then I realized really how bad this spine was. So I just got some of the front cover to my watercolor pad and cut 1-inch strips, and I glued 3 of them together. I wanted it kind of firm, but not real hard, because then I'm going to come back and do a hidden spine and there'll be more cardboard. So I didn't want a whole big thing. But anyway, so that's pretty much what I've done. I ripped out the other stuff, reinforced it in here with glue, and then it's glued down onto the original fabric. And then I just put a little bit of tape here to hold everything kind of in place, because it's heavy and clunky. It's not like a regular journal. So anyway, so then I got to these corners, and what I didn't realize, oh my goodness, once I laid it all out, how we, decided what we were going to use, that big old giant grommet was right here, like on the turn. I had to cut it, and it barely making it over there. So I'm going to have to like hide that later somehow. But I put a little bit of muslin on the corner so I could pull it, and anyway, what a mess. So that's how my past hour has been. Oh, Teresa, they scare you? They don't really scare me. Like, for instance, I love thunder and lightning. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like it for whatever weird reason. Of course, I don't like a tornado, but I mean, who does? But I just don't get all freaked out about it. I mean, if it's going to come, it's going to come. If it's not, it's not. And the wind has really died down, but sometimes that's not good, because sometimes, it goes through, and the back end of storms are usually what's the worst when it comes to tornadoes and stuff. But I got the TV. If you hear mumbling in the background, I have the TV on really low. They have the weather guys there with all the radars and everything. So yeah, the back end will be here in a little bit. Usually the back end you get really big cracking, thunder. So don't get scared. Don't get scared. It'll All right. So what I did, if you guys do one of these and you decide to use something that's kind of plush and, like velvet or something like that, this is what I suggest you do. When you put the little clips here, because it's really thick in the corner to glue that down. And so you really have to clip it down. But when you do, it's going to leave those marks. So what I did is I put a piece, a big, what you call it, you know what that is, and then put the clip like that, so the pressure was even as opposed to just having that and then having that dent show up with that. So that's just a little clue of something you should do if you've never done this before. If you've done it before, you probably already know that. So, all right. So that's where we're at right now. And I just put the glue up here. And I got to let this dry just a tiny bit more. I mean, that stuff dries really fast, but I don't want it to just like fall off. So, hey, Mags. Let's see, who's here? Who's here? Kathleen is here. Laura's here. Darla. Man, the Storm Chaser's here. Jennifer's here. Well, yeah, this is wood in here, and so that's heavy enough. And then these things are like super duper thick. This particular one, I have some that are thinner, but this is really thick. And so it really adds a lot of weight when you've got like, I think this one had like 10 or 12 of them. So anyway, so these were like falling apart, right? You saw how they're just a mess. And if you've never had one of these, what keeps this from totally falling apart is if you have the cabinet card in there, because there's a little, what do you call that in there? You know what I mean? Like a little gutter or something for you to fit that in. And so without anything, they get really brittle. So I thought, don't fight things. Go with the flow. So what I did is I just tore all that out and then put some of my vintage tape on there. So now it's not going to be falling apart anymore. You can touch it. And now you can decide what you're going to do, hang something in there or put a picture or leave it blank for whatever is on the next page or whatever. So that was how I had to remedy it for me, because I wasn't going to put a cabinet card in there. So I just had to get all the yuckiness out. Laura, what are you doing up this late? Laura goes to bed like, like a grown-up. Yeah, Kathleen, that's what, I don't know if it was you or somebody else that suggested that yesterday. I think it would look pretty cool. They're kind of too small for this. I think I'll have to make something. Where are they? They should be around here somewhere. I didn't put anything away today. I have been moving rocks all day long. I want you guys to know. I was at Luce's for a little bit on her sale, and then my husband says, well, are we moving rocks? And I go, well, I guess so. And that was the end of that. And yesterday and today, we have, in a town real close to us, they have a hot air balloon festival, and that all had to be canceled because you can't have, I forget the speed of wind over like 10 miles an hour or something like that. You can't, they can't even fill up the balloon, let alone take off. So see those, that's just way too humongous. So the only way that would work, I guess, is what? I'm not sure how that would work. If I got like two together like that and put some more, made another ring here, separated that a little bit maybe. I'm not sure. I could use the one that has the small cabinet that's made for the small cabinet cards. There's a plan. Hold on. Where did I put those? I'm telling you, this place is a total mess. Because after we played last night, I hadn't been back here till like an hour ago, and I don't know where anything is. I can't even find my iron because I don't have like a household iron. I just have a craft iron. And I can't even find it. I put it away somewhere out of the way for when I had my workshop because I need to have all the table space for the ladies. And now I have no idea. Oh, there's that. I have no idea where where my iron is. Okay, so those would look cute with the little danglies. I do believe. So if let's get that out of there. Those fit pretty cool there. I could tear all that out and put the little dangly in there somewhere. Oh, and I got the little smaller ones too. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, they're showing scenes from up like where Vicky lives. The Embassy Suites, the whole side blew out where all the windows are, and part of the roof is now on the ground. Those poor people that were sleeping in there, they had a rude awakening. If I know Vicky, she's just sleeping through the whole thing. She couldn't care less. Okay. Hey, that looks kind of cute. It's awfully quiet outside right now. I hope it's because it's over. I hope not because the back end's on its way. Gosh. Oh. Yes, it's very quiet. The leaves on the bush are not even moving. Uh-oh, I hear thunder in the distance. It's coming. Don't get scared. Go to your safe place. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it. I hear the thunder off in the distance. It's coming. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think that'll be kind of cute. I don't know if I'll do both of them, but for sure I'll do one small one. And then I got to figure, I don't know, I might have to do what Mary suggested. Do like some kind of faux stained glass. Or maybe just some cool lace. I don't know what's making me cough. Oh. Okay, so let's keep gluing. Okay, so we got some little ideas here. Whoops. Uh-oh, now he's showing the big thing. Okay, now it's going past our area pretty soon. So I'd say in about a half hour it should be past us, unless it stalls. It said it's moving kind of fast. The weather, so that's good. It's not one of those lollygagging things. It's a fast moving one. That's always good. That's a good sign. Okay. Now to cover all this mess, because it's so thick and bulky, I'll have to get a piece of thin but firm cardboard to cover up all this lumpiness and everything, and then figure out what I'm going to cover it with. Maybe, this isn't a promise because I don't know what I'm doing, but maybe I'll take a try at some marbling some paper or something, because that would look super cool there. I know I could get a digi and just print it, but what fun is that? You know what I mean? I might have to try it. And then if it doesn't work, oh well, at least I tried. I think it's going to look pretty cool. Yay. Yay. All right, so now we're going to put the glue on this end. And I got to make sure I get this corner, because it's kind of crazy doing the corner. I've never been good at corners, let alone this thick stuff here. So I guess I got to do it like that. And then I'll put this here and then clip it. That's the plan. Okay. Oops, I hear the rain starting now again. So the back end's coming. That's good. It's almost over. It's almost over, you guys. Don't be scared. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. All right. Oh yeah, it's really raining right now. I'm looking out my window. I see it making all my leaves move on my bush. It's okay. Don't be scared. And it's very messy. This is not for the faint of heart to get all this glue all over you. And then try not to get it on the fabric. That's the trick. Get it under the fabric, off your fingers, and don't get the pretty fabric all yucky. Oops. This side's thicker than the other side. That's not a good sign. This is why I wasn't doing this on camera. It was very clumsy. Okay. All right. So as you guys know that work with that, this is going to dry super, super fast. So we'll let that dry a little bit for a few minutes so I can do the rest of that. Or maybe I can do the rest of it if I just turn it around. All right. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Uh-oh. They're showing rotation. Let me pay attention to see where the rotation is. The rotation is where? Oh, it's north of us, so non-issue for us. Okay, so now, okay, so I gotta put some glue here. Sorry if I'm not addressing you guys. I'm looking at this and watching the TV. Let me get this glue down and then I'll see what you guys are talking about. Let me get this down and then we'll give us some time to let it dry. Okay. Now for this, I have to stand it up because I need to make sure that this grabs and gets into these areas before. Okay. All right, so I have to leave it like that for a few minutes till that dries right there in that position. This was really thick fabric. I don't think I'd use this thick again, especially when I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. What are you guys talking about? Who? You talking about me ignoring you or other people ignoring you? Mary! Yeah, I know I was. Well, I was slightly distracted. I was slightly distracted. Mary, we're having storms here. Mary has storms in her area too. She lives out there, all part of that Tornado Alley area. Oh. Yeah, exactly. If you don't know what you're doing, just do it anyway. If nothing else, you figure out a new way to do it. I mean, all those fancy stitches that people do when they put in their signatures. I don't know how to do any of them. And so I do all my own little goofy ones, and people go, oh, what's the name of that? What's the name of it? What's the name of it? How do you do it? I don't know. I just made it up because I don't know how to do the real thing. I got to let this part dry first, Mary. I don't want to get it out of this position. I just put the glue on it, just flipped it over, and it needs to dry a bit. And then I'll move it. I know you don't want to be responsible for me making a mess. We were just talking about you too, about what we were going to do with some of these windows. And I told him about your good idea about doing some type of a little stained glass thing. So on this one, I already cleaned out all the rough torn edges and then put some of my tape on there. And now we're trying to figure out, the ladies, different ones suggested that maybe some of those things that I soldered could go on here, but they're too small. But I think they would look really cute in one of these windows with these little small ones. So I think we're leaning kind of that way as far as that. And I ended up taking them all out because it was too hard to recover it. And then what I'll do is also, whichever ones how many I decide to use, I'll just create a hinge with some fabric, and then I'll be able to put them inside of the journal. So that's the plan for now. And I've been collecting different papers the past hour or so of papers I'm going to put in there. I think like usual, I think I got too many, but I'll just thin it down. And here's some of the pages. These are just going to be sitting in there because we're going to try and make it look like it's of the era. This came from an 18-something Bible. Forget what year that was. I think I can't remember if this was from Patty or from Jessica, but this is from the late 1800s. This is from the late 1800s. This is the turn of the century. This is 1907. And this letter is 1909. And this is from 1900. This one. And then I found some of my grunged up papers to put in there. And I had to extend some of them because that's pretty wide. And that's kind of sort of what I have so far. I have some just all kinds of different papers. Obviously, that's too much. Kind of overdid it. Oh my goodness. Hey, Lewis, what are you doing up? Are you unwinding? Are you packing? Are you trying to get inside of that closet that you haven't even gotten into yet? Oh my goodness, it's so funny. Oh, did you just have the storms, you guys over there? Oh, there's the thunder right now. Because they just, you must have had it a couple of hours ago. You're in Oklahoma, right? Yeah. Oh, she's sorting. There you go. Oh, you had hail. We're having tornadoes over here. Well, a little north of me, about a half hour north of me, and then about a half hour south of me, they're having straight line winds. It always happens that way. You know, my parents don't even care anymore. They used to like get all hysterical, like, oh, what's going on where you live? You know, because they're over back in California. And now they know that it usually goes north and south of us. And we pretty much we'll get the wind and we'll get, thunder and lightning and rain and all that kind of stuff. But the really, really bad stuff usually ends up going north or south of us because we're right at the foothills of the mountains. And so I think that, the terrain does something to the way of the airflow, and it kind of goes around us usually. Yeah, that's what caused the tornadoes, definitely. But even though they're heading right our way, they go around us. Like for instance, today it must be a cold front coming in because today was gorgeous. It was probably like 75 degrees and beautiful blue skies. Now they're showing my town. Why are they showing my town? What's going on? Shh, I gotta listen. Oh, so it says that most of the energy from the back of the storm is dissipating. So that's good. And now it's all going east. Still lightning and everything, but the color map shows that the worst of it has already moved to the east of us. So now we'll just get rain and thunder and lightning, which I like. I like that. And it's supposed to be blue skies tomorrow. So that'll be cool. So anyway, my husband and I were moving all those rocks I told you about. After I bought a couple of things at Luce's, then my husband says, hey, what about the rocks? So we go out there and we're moving all the rocks. So then toward the end, I was just too pooped because we have to dig the dirt too, where we're going to put the rocks. So we just brought a bunch of rocks over to the section. So it'll be all ready for us to do that tomorrow, but it might be too muddy. I don't know. Mary's leaving. Oh, she has an appointment. Oh, she did a live stream. Oh, okay, Mary. Have fun. I don't miss those earthquakes we used to have all the time in California, Jennifer. Although for a while we were having them here because they were doing a, well, depends who you listen to, but they were doing a lot of fracking in Oklahoma, um, and it was causing a lot of earthquakes. They said it wasn't, but as soon as they stopped the fracking, the earthquakes quick. So you figure that one out. Christy. You're funny, Christy. Darla, go to bed. Do you have to work tomorrow, Darla? Poor Darla. She probably has to go to work tomorrow. Oh, okay. But you still got to go to sleep. You still have to sleep. Oh, goody. I think the storm will be gone in about 15 minutes. I might be able to run to my house. Oh, now they're showing that poor hotel where, oh, those poor people. I hope they were awake when the roof blew off. And I hope they weren't on the top floor. They're showing it. It's all over the side of the land there next to them. Okay, I think this is dry enough. Enough talking about the scary stuff. Oh, but Mary's gone anyway. She wanted to see it opened. Okay. Okay. Hey, man. Not bad for not knowing what the heck you're doing. This is looking pretty cool. Kind of dirty all around here. Let me clean this all up. Let me get a little brush. We need to have it looking cute. Where's my brush? Where's the brush I can use? There we go. Let me clean this up. Because when I was cutting that fabric, it left off a whole bunch of let me do it over here else. I'm just gonna have it back on the table. Yeah, that was messy fabric. Very messy. I'm just glad we didn't lose power. Not like creeping around with flashlights. That's just plain creepy. I'm not into creepy. Okay. All right. I think I got most of it off. Well, not really, but better than what it was. Which is the front? This is the front. It'll get all messed up before I'm done. Hey, wait a minute. He said more storms are coming behind that. When it clears, I got to run back. I got to run home because I don't want to get stuck here for hours. Okay. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think it's gonna look kind of cute. Let's put this so that it's just so that it's filled with something. Oh, look at how yummy. It looks pretty cool. What a mess. What a mess. I need one of those little lint roller thingamajiggers. And then now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Pretty cool. Go like that. Yay! I'm happy. I was getting a little nervous there, like, oh my goodness, how is this going to work? I started this crazy thing in front of you guys, and now you're going to say, well, what's going on? And then I figure, oh no, it's going to be so ugly. I don't know what I'm doing. But that's never stopped me before. I love it when I don't know what I'm doing. My expectations are so low. Anything makes me happy. If it halfway works, I'm happy. You know how that goes, right? Earthworm. What are we talking about? See, I miss out on all the good stuff. Earthworm. What? I guess I don't know. I don't know that one. Earworm. I don't know that one either. I'm out of touch. Okay, so now I'm just going to have to decide what papers I'm going to put here, or even cloth. It could be cloth. It does not have to be paper. Yeah, I got to figure that. But whatever I pick, it's got to look, kind of period piece, kind of antique-y. Jennifer, you have worms in your head. Oh my goodness. Yeah, exactly, Donna. Low expectations are wonderful. Uh-oh. They're out for Jennifer. Got glue all over me too. Okay, so yeah, so if I decide to do any kind of marbling, then I guess it would be best to try and incorporate these colors. Some maroons and greens and olive green. I don't know if I don't even know if I have the stuff to even do it. Okay. But again, that hasn't stopped me, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'll fake it with whatever I got and see what happens. I have this trim. Well, I don't know what you would call it trim. It's something that looks like it's been knitted or something, but it's almost identical to these colors, and it's about as wide as that is. I might be able to incorporate that somewhere if I can remember where it is. Anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy with this so far. Oh, yes, go to bed. Laura's over there messing with her husband with remote control. Oh my goodness. We'll be safe. The worst of it's already passed. Now we're no longer. They just put a little banner up there. We're no longer under tornado watch. Only severe thunderstorm warning, which is no big deal. I love thunderstorms. Hey, Deb. Yeah, I just came on because I was stuck in the studio with the tornado watch. So I decided to let you guys watch it with me. If you guys like digitals, Deb's got digitals. My husband's on a CPAP. It's helped him a lot. Yeah, it did stop it. And my husband was not like, like I've heard some snores really, really, really loud. And he wasn't. He was just, I mean, he would never wake me up. It's just if I was awake, I would hear him. But, um, but now it's like silent. Those machines are even silent. I remember before he ever had one, years ago, I mean, years and years ago, there was a friend of mine, an elderly friend that had one. And those machines were noisy way back when. Now they're silent. Oh, yeah. I think I would feel a little claustrophobic. Yeah, Kathy, my husband, that was his problem. He he would scare me because I mean sometimes I wouldn't hardly sleep before he got to sleep at because he would stop to breathe and then I would count. And when he didn't start breathing again, I would hit him. So, I'd like nudge him and then he'd like cough and then he'd start breathing again. I mean, that's scary. So, his problems made me not be able to sleep very well because I was always so conscious that every time that rhythm of his breathing stopped, it would wake me up. That's how light I was sleeping because I was so conscious of him stopping breathing. And I forget how many times in an hour when they did the sleep study. I mean, it was a lot, you know. It was more than once a minute. Yeah. Well, different things happen to different people when they have, sleep apnea. They explained to us what a big strain on your heart. It's a big strain on all your major organs because um it's basically like if they likened it to a car. If a car is running like you drive it, for 8 hours straight, it's not like a really big strain on the car. It's meant to do that. But if for 8 hours you turn the ignition off and on, off and on, off and on, eventually there's going to be strain on some functioning part that turns it off and on. And so when you stop breathing, it's, you know, it's affecting all your organs. It's not just your lungs, it's your heart, your all your major organs. And it has to, your whole body has to like regroup, you know, to breathe again normally. And so for some people, um, you know, that can lead to a heart attack and all kinds of things. So, but again, you know, it's each individual person, their body reacts differently. Yeah. How long ago was that, Deb? Because they've got new stuff. It's really small. You know, it just covers his nose practically. You know, hardly covers any part of his face anymore. They have different types of machines. There's several different brands, and there's several different masks that they use. Hey, Patricia. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Yeah, it's wasn't mine. It was the doctor's, right? It made a different perspective, you know, because my husband too, it was like, oh, he didn't want to wear this thing, and because at the beginning, you know, it takes a while to get used to it, but yeah, too bad you can't make him go, Laura, because that's part of his energy too, you know. See, my husband, I forget what they called it. He was diagnosed years and years ago, where even in addition to sleep apnea, his brain didn't completely shut down. Like they explain that when you go to sleep, different parts of your brain shut down to certain percentages, based on, you know, what your body needs to be awake to function while you're asleep. And one of the parts of the brain that's supposed to be practically shut down completely, my husband's wasn't shutting down. So his brain was still having activity where it wasn't supposed to when you're asleep. So he was never rested because it was as if he hadn't slept, because his body was still doing things and his mind was still doing stuff. And so they put him on a medication. I can't remember what it was now. And it was basically to shut down that part of his brain when he went to sleep. And we learned later, I wish I remember the name of that drug. We learned later that a lot of people get complications from that drug, um, mental complications, you know, causes mental health issues. And I forget how long he was on that. It was like, my, I want to think like about 5 years or something. Because at that point, when he took his sleep test, his sleep, he didn't have, you know, the traditional sleep apnea. He had the brain thing going on, and then it wasn't until years later that then he started having sleep apnea also. Tell him he'd have more energy if he was sleeping right too, because he's dealing with a lot of stuff. Uh-oh, they just put the tornado watch up again. I don't like that. Oh, it's not our county. But they had taken them all down. Now they're back up. It's all quiet out there, though. Yeah, you tell them, Laura. Wow, that's a big misdiagnosis, Kathleen. No, the storm already went over us, Deb. That's when I went online because I was in the studio and I was gonna head back to the house. When went to go open the door, before I had seen outside and this bush was hitting my window, and it was the wind. And so I turned the TV on, and we were under a tornado watch and warning and everything else, and it was heading right over us, and right then thunder and lightning, and it was crazy time. So that's when I came on. I said, well, I can't get out of here, so I might as well work on my journal and let you guys go through the storm with me. So it's passed over now, and now we're just severe thunderstorm watch, which is no big deal. It just means, rain and thunder. I can handle that. Got to get all that down. So as soon as I see it, the rain slowing down, I'll have to leave so I can get home before the next batch of rain comes. There's a whole line of rain still coming, and I didn't want to get soaked. All right, so this is going to be all ready tomorrow. If I end up doing this tomorrow, it'll be all dry and ready to go. Hey, Tanya. What a mess. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that just to dry now. Get all the little goobers off of it. And then it'll be fun trying to figure out what I'm going to do with all these signatures. Yep. They'll be fun, huh, Laura? All those papers. Like I said, I know I got too much, but I'll have some stuff ready for another journal. Because I have another one I want to do something similar with. So I'll probably end up just using half of this along with the frames. And, I don't know if I'll put wallpaper in there. That was just, this, I was using that as my size that I was using. I'm still waiting for the crazy leaves to turn. Now you watch. Now not going to be able to get my autumn leaves because it all got blown off the tree tonight. They haven't even turned here yet because it's been so warm. And now they're probably on the ground, green. A lot of good they're going to do me. You know, Kathleen, I have no idea. The spine, this came out of the spine, so it's that big at least. So, and that's about it. And I didn't want to make it any wider because it was already pretty clunky and chunky. So, but these are just single. You know, once I put them into the signatures, I think. I think I might be able to use half of them. Don't make me start worrying now. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just use it in another one. It's not a big deal. I always overdo it anyway. And I end up putting half the stuff away. That's just usually what happens. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Let's put 8 in a signature. See how many signatures we end up with. Only until the rain leaves. Then I got to run. All right. So 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's do one more. 1, 2. Oops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7. Okay, so that's 3 signatures of 8. I think that's more than half of all this stuff. I think. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. And then put in a couple of, I'll end up putting maybe at least 2 of these somewhere. Oh well, I just have to cut some of these. Some of these are a little too long. But I think we get the idea. Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be perfect. 3 signatures is 8, plus a couple of those pages from the actual, yeah. Might be able to put one more of those in there, because I want to put one of the small ones. Let's cut that out, see how that fits. These things are tough. That's why they're still. That's why they're still intact when you get them. Everything else is falling apart, but those things are still in there. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I just have to trim these down a little bit. They're a little too tall, but that's easy. Good night, Deb. No snoring. Hey, Annette. Did I not see you come in? Yeah, they do make cool tags, but the ladies are dictating what I'm doing. And with these, I'm putting in my little soldered things. They're going to be hanging in the windows. I'm not sure how they're going to be put in there, but I have every confidence that they will help me figure it out. And I think it'll look kind of cute. So now I'm going to go on the hunt and look for, some more that are really, really ratty that, can't be saved, and then save them. Yeah, were you here last night, Annette? I'm not sure. I forgot who was here. Well, that's what we did. That's what we did. This thing was falling apart. The cloth, if you looked at it wrong, it was going to shred. And so I reinforced it, put new fabric on it. We're just doing a whole reconstruction, a refab. It was a red velvet, and it was shredding. So, and now it's all nicely reinforced and ready to go. Where did I find these? Okay. I never find these. It just happened. A lady that took one of my classes locally, she knows that, I like to repurpose books of all different kinds. And so she had a friend who, how was it now? She had a friend whose parents, they were getting rid of all the stuff in their home. The parents were going to go back and live with them somewhere, I don't know where. So they had to downsize everything, get rid of all kinds of stuff. And there was just stuff they just didn't want to take with them and the family wasn't interested in. And they had several albums and they were empty. And so they were falling apart. I mean, the dust had eaten them up. So they didn't want them. And so she told me about the garage sale or estate sale, whatever you want to call it. And I went and I found like about three that were falling apart. So that's how I ended up getting that. What kind of fabric is this? This is a sample upholstery fabric that I got from a sale that Loose had. And this is velvet, it's velvet. And then this looks like something that's been I don't even know what you call this kind of work. This isn't it's not needlepoint, it's not cross stitch. I don't know what you call this. I guess it's like embroidery. I don't know what you call this, but it's really cool. And I had several fabrics out, and last night everybody voted on the fabrics that we were going to use on it and what part of the fabric, because there was cool designs all over the place. And so we're kind of all making this together. But it was a sample because it had that big old grommet from where they hang it to show it. Is that like needle punch? I don't know. What would you call that? Maybe it is just embroidery with that really thick, thick thread. So it gives it a different. Oh no. What's that stuff called? It may not be the right thing. Is it called crewel or something like that? Is there some kind of a needlework that's called that? I don't know why that's coming to my mind. I don't even know what it is. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't because the back. Where's the fabric? Where's Let's look at the back of it. What did I do with the fabric? Did I actually put it away? I doubt it. I haven't put anything away. Oh, maybe I did. Oh, hold on, guys. I might have actually put it away. Okay, that's kind of freaky. I don't know where I put it. There's big chunks left. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say it must be hiding with my with my iron. I can't find that either. Here it is. It was right to the side of me. All I had to do was look the other way. This is the back side. That's the back side looks like. It looks like it's hand done, huh? What do you guys think? I don't know that much about this kind of stuff. But it's looking more and more like embroidery to me. I don't know. Oh, it is cruel. Now, how the heck did I know that? I don't even know what it is. But that just kind of popped into my head. Okay. Yep. Jane, Jane, Jennifer, did you were you at Luce's sale today? Oh, like a hooked fabric. Well, all I know is it looks pretty cool. I even like the back side. I'm kind of weird like that. Lots of fabrics. I like the back side. Oh, just for a little bit. Um, at the very beginning, she was doing those wall coverings again, like the last time that she did the sale. She had some pretty cool ones. I didn't get very many because she just had a couple of pieces, and I guess my internet was not real good. I kept coming in too late, but she had a lot of really cool pieces. Are you still here, Luz? She was here earlier. I think she said she was sorting stuff out. She's probably listening. She might chime in. Oh yeah, Laura got some stuff. She was just there, boing, boing, boing. She was getting a lot of stuff. Luce, you know what you need to do? Now, don't tell anybody. This is just between you and me. You and I need to do a private, um, a private what? Get on together privately, and I'll keep you company while you're sorting, so you're not all by yourself. At 2 o'clock in the morning. And then as you're sorting, and then I spy something, I'll say, if you're flat pricing that one, I want it. Let's do it, Luce. Just you and me. It'll save you a lot of trouble. It'll save you a lot of time at the auction, right? You'll only have to sell the leftovers. Yes, there you go. See, Laura knows what I mean. A private pre-sale. Oh, I love that, Luce. Let's do it. Which Asian? Luce, what are you talking about? You mean I don't need a private pre-sale? I know Luce is putting a pile for me. I don't know. I didn't know what she found though. Yeah, no, well, there was like two pieces of wall covering I didn't get. I missed out. Those were pretty. Those were Asian too. I know. I can't have everything. I won't be greedy. Oh, she did. There was this one. Well, I think what happened was at the very, very beginning, I didn't understand how you were selling this stuff. And so I was just confused, I think, at the very, very beginning. So that's why I didn't, you know, um, pick some of them. And then afterwards I go, oh, that's what she means. Why didn't I pick those? And then once I caught on, I go, oh. Ooh, it sounds quiet outside. Let me check the radar. Let me check the radar and see if it's safe to leave. Ooh, and it really dropped drastically. The last time I looked, which was just right before I went on, the temperature was 76 and now it's 63. So that cold front really came in. Okay, let me put the map on and let's see if I should run now or I have to wait a little bit. Because I really don't want to get all wet. Let me see. Ooh, it says that a tornado ripped through Dallas. Okay, I just got a few minutes and then I'll be in the clear for the rain. Yay! And then I can run out and not get all wet. I got about 20 minutes, about. Yeah, it says here that part of that storm went through Texas. It was like a straight line all the way up and down across all the Midwest, north and south. Okay. Yeah, they got bad storms down there too. Okay, so we're good. So now let me see. Let me see what the weather is for tomorrow so I can plan if I'm going to have to go out there and move all those rocks tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I don't know what we got ourselves into. It's going to look cute though when we're done. Just shut up, Rosemary. Okay, no chance of rain until Thursday. So we're all good. That means I'm going to be working on the rock pile for the next couple of days. Okay, what did I miss? Yeah, I know, Kathleen. That's what I was worried about, being pretty muddy. But it'll be real sunny, and our ground here is pretty porous. So unfortunately, I think it might be workable by the afternoon. At the very least by Tuesday. I'll be doing it for sure Tuesday and Wednesday. But the weather is so cool. And then also, I can't show you because I can't move my camera. Oh no, it's not here anyway. I didn't bring it yet. I've got these two chairs that I got at a garage sale probably a year ago, and I'm determined to reupholster them. The they're probably like turn of the century. I think the guy said that his grandfather, I think his grandfather made them or great grandfather made them. He made furniture, and it's these really cool old chairs with a lot of carving on it and everything. But all the upholstery was a mess. So I don't know how to upholster, but hey, that has not stopped me. No, Laura, we're doing a walkway. Yeah, the we had these big stones, big. They're like at least 2.5 by 3 or 4 feet. And we live in an old part of the town. And during the turn of the century, instead of, laying concrete and stuff, they laid these slabs on the cross streets. And that was the walkway or the sidewalk, whatever you want to call it. And right now, the city are putting, whoops, there's a thunder, is putting new sidewalks on the cross street. So they're picking up all these big giant stones and they were just throwing them away into the dumpster. And my husband and I were having a heart attack So we ran down there and asked them, can we have some? And they said, okay. So we brought some home, and uh, so now we have a big old pile, and we're making a walkway. We already had used some of them from an old walkway that was in front of my little studio. It was the exact same stones that are on the cross streets, and it was from my front door to the street. And I bet you anything, when they put the sidewalks on the front street, that whoever lived here got those stones and made them the walkway to the front door. And we don't have access to the front street because there's no parking in front of our house, and everybody comes in through the alley and goes in from the back. So we removed those big stones and let the grass grow, and we have trees and stuff out there, and put those on the back of the studio that goes into the area that we eventually park. But there wasn't enough, like, it's picture time. We must have pictures. Okay. So this is my main house where I live, and here's a porch. And then right here is the little studio, and here is the main street, and here is the alleyway. Here's the alley. So we took these stones that were here off to the main street. And my husband, when I had my first workshop, now see, he doesn't do it for me. He did it for my ladies. When I had my first workshop, we used to just have like little steps right here, like 2 steps to come to the back door. Well, he made a little, it's small, but it's really cute, a little deck for when I had my first workshop. So it'd be like a cute little entry to come in. And then there's little steps right here. And so we got the stones that were over here, and he made a pathway over, and then here somewhere, like right here, we have a gate to separate so all my dogs don't run into my section. So he put these little flagstones all here, so it'd be a little walkway. And here is where I come from the main house, and this is a back porch. So I walk from here and go to my studio. So slowly we found little small ones to put here, but these were nice and big, and these were small. So now we're digging these up, and we're putting the big ones. So now it's all going to match, and we might have enough to fill this section in, so it'll be all right here, all the stones and stuff. So don't you love the way I draw? Oh, so yeah. So, and then I got a big old tree here and a big old tree here. And then I have 2 little tables there with chairs, so we can sit there and have the birds poop on us. And then we have a little bird fountain right there. And here during the summertime, this is big enough where I put a big umbrella right there. And so next spring, now see this here, this has grass and that has grass. And because these trees have gotten so big, there's less and less grass here because there's so much shade. So what I'm going to do is, because my Rottweiler used to come in here, and that was his little section. Well, he can't walk on stairs anymore. He's got really bad arthritis. So we have a ramp that comes over here that goes to another part of the yard. So he's now the ramp dog. So now I don't have to worry about him coming in here and messing stuff up. So I think in the spring, I told my husband, I'm throwing nothing but wildflower seeds everywhere in here. I'll get the ones that are for sun here and the ones for sun here. Well, over here I have a bunch of hydrangea plants. Hydrangeas, all right here. So this section here, I'm going to just throw the seeds see what happens. Throw the seeds that are for the shade here, see what happens. And then I want to use all that stuff from my eco printing. So, and of course he didn't mind that idea because less area that he has to mow. so, so next year, it may be, I might have to get like a machete to get through because we're not going to cut nothing up. And the lawn that we have is not real lawn. We mow weeds basically. Half of it are just weeds that we mow, and that's our lawn. So, so I'm just going to let everything go. We're going to water it. I'll fertilize it, and we'll see what takes. And if it's a big old mess, well, my husband can just mow it all down and we'll start all over. But that's the plan for right now. And well, over in on the on ramps and the off ramps of the freeways here, they have some beautiful wildflower seeds that they throw all over. They have oh, I'm trying to remember the name of them. It's one of them is the flower itself is about that tall, kind of slender. I can't remember the name of it, and it's purple. And they have this other stuff that comes out only in the spring, and it's almost this color. And I think it's in the clove. No, not clove. Yeah, I think it's in the clove family. It's like a little clump, and then it shoots up with a whole bunch of little stems with a flower that looks like a little puffy something. Oh, it looks just like that. Hello, just like that. And it's all over the on ramps and the off ramps. So you get that color with the purple. And then they throw in these seeds for black-eyed Susan, the more wild ones. So it's really pretty. So, earthworm, what are we talking about? So maybe I should find out. See, my husband knows the guys over in the department that probably throws the seeds. I should tell my husband. Go see if they have leftover seeds. I bet you where they store them, the bags break and there's seed all over the place. And he can just go get a little shovel. Because I don't know the name of half this stuff. But what I do know I'm going to be planting, I'm going to throw seeds for larkspur because that prints really well. I'm going to throw cosmos. That prints really well. I'm going to put black-eyed Susan. They print really well. I'm going to throw in on some lower area because they're not too tall. I'm going to plant some, what do you call those? Tip of my tongue, I just forgot. Marigolds. They stink, but they print really good. And what else grows pretty simply that prints really well? I got to think. And then, of course, my hydrangeas print really well. And if fall ever comes, my trees that are right here, they are, what are they? I just forgot their name. I think I'm getting sleepy. They print really well too. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Oh, well. But anyway, they print really well. And then over here, I've got two other trees that I forget what they are. And those fall leaves print really well too. So I'm all set. I don't even have to leave the yard to print. Yeah, the black-eyed Susan are perennials. And the cosmos, I don't know if they're perennials, but they throw off so many seeds. They reseed themselves. I know that for sure. And what color do you have, Laura? I think the I think they both print pretty good. The pink one, I'm not too sure about the white one, but the orange one, that print's really, really pretty. Oh, I love the cone flowers too. Those are pretty. I had some and they came back like maybe 2 or 3 years, and then last year they didn't come up. So I do know that some perennials are not forever perennials. They have like a cycle also. So, ooh, I don't have no purple. Good night, Luce. You did such a good job. You're becoming a pro. And what I like is that you're fast, but you're organized. Sometimes people are fast and they're not, or they're organized and they're too slow. You got the nice blend. I like how you do it. Kathy's, uh-oh, she's serious. Her teeth are brushed. Okay, well, my radar shows that in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'll be able to run. So I better let you guys go so I can put a couple of things away. And yes, Luz, contact me. I'm your gal. All right, ladies, thank you again so much for holding my hand and giving me some little inspiration for our journal that we're making together. And again, I don't know when I'll be back, but hopefully you guys will be around. All right. Good night. Thank you.